Hello everyone, long time no see, and I had very tough days in life general and in the knitting general. I'm not sure, do you know that I have frogged, that I have actually frogged the piece, and I picked up stitches and I was hoping to get it right, and I'm just counting how many stitches I have here there. I'm trying to figure it out, and you know, this is all about breathing and starting again, which gets me to the point of the quote today, and I think it's very suitable for the state of my being. There are hours when even breathing feels like effort, when the soul curls inward. But this doesn't last forever. It simply waits for you to remember how to begin again. So this is how it is. This is the breathing and beginning again. I did not lose hope. I'm still following the chart. So there might be or will be an option that I could frog it completely and just create a structure with a plain knitting. But so far I haven't again lost the hope, and I will be knitting the lace. What I'm doing now to help myself a little bit, I found these and this little pocket thing. You know, I have the Notion pouch, I think that's how it's called. And I know I have nicer versions and stuff like that at home somewhere, but this will work. Therefore, you can see I have a big one and I have a small one. Therefore, this chart will be repeated again, and I will be marking these to make sure I have enough number of stitches in the chart after knitting a row, and just checking, let's say, do I have what I should have. And these are just the markers for me to do raglan, which I only increase on the right side. Therefore, hopefully I have proper number and everything like that. This is not the biggest gauge per se, so if I'm off one or two here and there in the plain knitting, it's not the biggie. Obviously I would want to have kind of proper way in the chart, but like I said, I think the chart will end up being a leaves, so in case, you know, one will be slightly different than the other, we can always say this is how the nature is structured. There's no two identical leaves, right? So I'm going with that, and I hope you will with too. There's no perfection, everyone is unique, everything is unique. Therefore, that's that. So you've heard the story in regards to my knitting. The socks, I still on the second one. You can see for the 2 days, we would say 2.5 days, we went for our short holidays, let's call it that way, with the family. Therefore, there's no knitting time. I had socks kind of like this in the back with my kind of sweater knitting here, but I don't have, forgot the orange color, and therefore I'm still stuck on this thing. I could not even knit when the kids were sleeping in the back seats. My hands by carrying kids is just like so much effort. It's just, you know, and especially when you hold the child like this with the wrist and then knitting with the wrist, I prefer not to push it too much. And just to show over here too that you have to rest and you have to take time, and have to take your breathing, and has to take your ripping, and you have to remember that you can always start again, and there's other options too available. Pursue what you try, what kind of gets you the vision of the thing that you're making, and do not lose hope. Okay, so I hope you like this. I know it's short, just to show you that how far I have. So here, and you know, I told you I'm going to show you the chart that I created. It is not, there are probably some errors, therefore I'm not taking responsibility in case you want to follow this thing, and especially because it's not written the way you see it, you know it. So what I did, I was making circles, and now I'm just changed the color, and hopefully you can see it. And because I had the frog, therefore I'm just crisscrossing. So I think I went as far as here, or somewhere here, before frogging. So I frogged that much, like I said, this one section. So I'm somewhere over there. Do you see this? Hopefully hopefully you can. Okay, so keep it short, keep it simple, keep it the time for me to knit for a bit and maybe catch up a little bit, get into the flow of the chart. And I kind of understand it now ish. So, but would that be the one that you don't have to follow after a while? I don't know, we shall see. Like I said, I want to have the front, and I'm a big girl, a front over here of that lace being spread out. So it will be kind of see-through, but I'm planning to have, like, this t-shirt underneath, so it's not to worry. Also, I'm very curious, will this construction of the I-cord and folded collar will work. So yeah, there are a few things over here that they're around the place and they're not set in stone, and yeah, just exploring and enjoying it a bit, enjoying that frustration a little bit too in regards to this. And yeah, we shall see where it gets me, right? So I hope you enjoyed this one. Again, I'm still tired, and let's breathe. Bye bye. Just again, I'm getting messages on Ravelry in regards to my patterns. The only access to my patterns is through joining membership of KnittingILove YouTube channel. I think the level 2 is just $6. You have access to all my patterns, which is definitely, there's more than 60, because I know I have 30, over 30 for socks and over 30 for hats, and I have at least one sweater, and I have other things there. So yeah, after a month you can unsubscribe for sure if you want to. And thank you so much for those who become members and tried access my patterns that way. Thank you so much that you haven't let it go and you perceived. The links are down below, leading you to the levels and their explanation and what they have. And yeah, I hope to see you in the next one. Let me know what you're knitting, and if you have any questions knitting wise, maybe I will share my wisdom if there is anything to share. Bye bye.